Hi there, and welcome back to our next episode of Sound Tips. We have been kind of building one upon concept upon concept as we continue to look at ways that we can be better sound people, particularly in the church setting. It's most of my experience, although I have experience in other settings as well. And if you have a job doing sound in another venue besides a church, this is still going to be applicable to you. So make sure you stick with us. Again, we're starting very basic and we're going to build from there. So we've been talking about some of the real basic concepts of doing sound. And today's no different. We're going to talk today about how to take care of your microphone cables and other cables. Cables are one of the key parts of a system that can really make or break a service or a concert or whatever it is that you're doing. And so there's some things that we need to do to make sure that we're taking care of them properly. And so the main thing that we're going to talk about today in this probably shorter video is how to wrap them. But before I show you specifically how to wrap that or them, I want to talk about how or when do they need to be taken care of. And this is something that I've seen a big disparity among sound people in just letting cables go and however they wind up to being super particular about them. And I kind of fell on the super particular side of things with cables. They are a huge investment in the cost of a sound system, and they're also a huge problem if they go bad. So a couple of things before we talk about care of them that I really want to kind of talk about is, number one, when you're buying cables, don't buy cheap cables. And particularly when you're looking at cables, make sure that the ends are good. The cable typically is not going to go bad unless it gets stepped on or abused or something like that. They can, the strands in them are really little, especially on a microphone cable or an instrument cable. Not so much on a speaker or a power cable, but the ends are where you're going to see most of the time you're going to have something go bad. So you want to make sure that you have good quality ends from a reputable manufacturer, that the cable's made to a high quality standard, and that it's soldered instead of pressed or anything else like that, and that it's a good quality end. Make sure you have good cables, make sure you take care of them, and the key way to take care of them is to wrap them properly. Now, they need to be wrapped, they need to be taken care of, in my opinion, before and after every service or every whatever it is that you're doing, a performance or whatever. They don't have to be put away necessarily, but you know, if your cable comes out of the floor and comes up and goes up to a mic stand and it's down on the floor, make sure that down there at the base of the stand that cable is neat, that it's routed in a neat way so that it's not just thrown all over the place. It looks better, but it's also good taking care of the cable. So let's jump right in, and I'm going to show you a method for wrapping cables that's generally considered the standard method, and it's called over-under. And what it does is it allows the cable to not kink and turn, but allows the cable, when you lay it out, to just lay out flat, straight, and nice and neat. And because of the small strands inside a cable, when you're not kinking it, when you're not turning it, it will help that cable to last a lot longer, to look better, and to work better. So here's our cable. When we over-under a cable, we're going to take it and we're going to make a regular loop just like this. And then we're going to take the cable, and there's 2 or 3 different ways that you can do this. I like the underhand method, so I'm going to take my hand, and it's easier to hold it like this. I'm going to take my hand, thumb down, palm out, and I'm going to grab the cable. And then I'm going to grab the cable, I'm going to bring it up and my palms together. And then just put it together. Now if you'll notice, those are about the same size. So then I'm going to take and just make another regular loop in the cable. And this one's short, so I'm not going to be able to do a lot of loops. And then I'm going to take my thumb down, palm out, and bring that cable palms together. And then that makes a figure 8. Now if I do this correctly, I can take that cord, I can toss it out, and you can see this cord is many years old, 10 or 15 years old, and it wraps nicely. It doesn't have any turns or twists or anything like that. It's a great cable. So another thing that you can do, you make your regular loop, and then you're going to take that, and instead of thumb down, you're just going to take it and kind of put a half twist in it, like this, and bring it up. Regular loop, half twist. That one's a little more difficult, but for me, actually, that's the way I do it. It's much faster for me, personally. And then the third way that you can do that is you make your regular, always make a regular loop first, and then you're going to take that other loop, and I'm going to take my hand, and this one's way more kind of advanced, and I'm going to turn that cable in like, let's see, I did it backwards, like this. So I actually just put a complete loop in it. I don't know if you see that. Loop, and then a regular loop, and then another loop that's kind of backwards. Same thing though, when I unfold it, it unfolds nice and neat. Now one of the downsides of this, of course there's a lot of advantage. That cable comes up nice and neat. If I toss it out from the wrong end, a lot of times it will get a little knot in it, sort of like this. So if you did that, you grabbed the wrong end. Not a big deal, it'll only have a couple of them, and your cable will be just fine. And so I will do this on the floor at the base of a microphone stand when the cable comes up. There it went, see, did it backwards. And just wrap that up on the floor nice and neat so that cable is nice and flat. Then if somebody does take it off of the mic stand, it unravels. Start with the end furthest from the microphone and wrap up that way. And then if they do take the microphone off of the stand and go, it's not a big deal. They're just, that cable will lay out and be real nice and neat and tidy. So that is wrapping a cable. So there you have it, some real quick, easy tips on how to take care of cables. Do me a couple of favors if you would. If you like the video, hit the thumbs up button, and also subscribe down below. And the third thing that I'd like for you to do is share the video with people that you know, either worship leaders, musicians. This is a great video for musicians because guitar players and everybody has cables and they need to know how to take care of them. And your church tech, sound tech, even your pastor or music minister can benefit from these videos. So if you would share with them, I would certainly appreciate it. And until next time, have a good one.